Hello and bienvenidos. This is Life's Questions and Lessons. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I thank you for being here today. Let's get started with our first question. What is my antidote for self-doubt? What is my antidote for self-doubt? So I started weightlifting back in, I want to say 2017, but I think it was actually 2018. And I started very slowly, just doing, one day at a time. I actually don't even think I started with weightlifting. I think I started with like dance videos or something like that to get myself kind of moving. And then I started watching, I can't remember the name of the YouTube videos, but I remember at the end of it, it would always say workout complete. So there was a little bit of a journey to weightlifting. So I kind of started just moving my body once a week and making sure I was able to implement that change, and then started getting into strength training with body weight, and then eventually got into weightlifting. And after the pandemic and kind of, the height of the pandemic, I should say, in March of 2020, I stopped weightlifting and, definitely focused on my mental and emotional health and just making sure, I was going through that time period, just like you were, trying to figure out what I could do to help, my family, my friends, myself. And I gave up weightlifting for, I don't know, like maybe I guess it would have been about a year and a half. And I didn't really want to go back to it, but I definitely felt called to it. And so this time around, I know you've heard me say this before, this time around, I'm really looking at weightlifting as self-care, as a way of showing gratitude to my body for what it can do. And most importantly, it is my antidote for self-doubt. And so as you're exploring this question, think about something, whether you use weightlifting or not, there's something that you probably could do or are already doing that really helps with self-doubt. So going back to how I use it for myself, I lift heavy for me for right now, but I always challenge myself. So for example, we were doing shoulder presses at 10 pounds each, so 20 pounds total. And for the next round, we would increase that. So myself and my personal trainer, she would say, okay, let's increase that to 30 pounds. Now, when I first started, I was like, girl, I don't know what you think. I'm not about to lift 30 pounds over my head on purpose 3 times, But what I notice is no matter what it is, I always challenge myself because I can pull it back to real life. So when I was able to lift that 30 pounds, that day, something came up in my regular life that I thought I couldn't do. And I remember a voice saying, yeah, but you thought you couldn't lift 30 pounds and you did that. And it was just such a strength and a peace, honestly, that came over me that was like, wait a minute, this weightlifting thing is a lot bigger than just, I want to have, a muscular frame, right? This is mind, body, and soul connected. So I really want you to take time and think about whatever it is that could be your antidote for self-doubt. What is it that you can do that reminds you that anything is possible for you, right? This podcast is about you. This is your self-reflection. So if you need to look for other people for inspiration, that's fine. But I really challenge you to dig deep on this question. This is going to be our only question for today because self-doubt is something that it's going to come up. And a lot of times we say, oh, well, one day you're going to get to the point where you don't doubt yourself. I don't think that's true. I think it's more important to get to the point where even when the doubt comes, you do it anyway. You do it scared. You do it unclear. You do it when, you think you're going to fail, whatever it is. But there's got to be something that you do consistently that builds that confidence in yourself. So really, really hope this episode is helpful for you. As always, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to my words. And if this was helpful for you, please share it. And until next time, take care.